Redditors with less than a year left to live, what is on your bucket list and how can we help you?
I work at a toy company. If someone here has a kid who is in need, shoot me a PM with a little information on the situation and I'll see what I can do. Edit, rip inbox. I've now got a lot of messages to reply to. It may take me a few days to get back to everyone, so please be patient. Let's get some kids some toys. Smiley face.
My neighbor who is 94 called me last week and said she is terminal and has about 4 to 8 weeks to live. Super nice lady I have always enjoyed talking to. She asked me to mow her front yard until she dies. I'm happy to help as long as it's one less thing she has to worry about.
I work at a company that sells snacks. If anyone would like some, just PM me and I can put together something for you. I know it's hardly anyone's bucket list, but hey, maybe someone out there just wants a cookie before they go.
My son, who is 21, has an inoperable glioma on his brainstem. He does not know how long he has. Due to his illnesses, he also has juvenile diabetes. He had to quit school a few years back and has no friends now. We live in mid-Michigan, be an hour outside of Grand Rapids. He is a big-time gamer. But because his illnesses affect his socializing, and no driver's license, he can't get out with friends, and or develop friendships. His schedule consists of at least weekly doctor visits, that's it. IDK what I'm actually asking, I just wish he had a person or two who would like to hang out. He's funny, and acts more like a 16 years old. Smiley face. I just wish my son had a friend in real life. That's all. Kind of a hard request. Love you guys. Blue heart. Edit. Oh my gosh, I didn't check this for a few hours and wow, thank you for all the responses. I will talk to him in the morning and find out what games he plays and what sites he's actually on. Smiley face. Thank you all so much. Edit 2. Okay, I do know he plays on both the PS4 and Xbox as well as some PC games. I do know he likes the RPG type games, among many, and he plays a variety of different kinds. Half his problem was when he would reach out and tell someone about his cancer or whatever, they would think he was lying and stop talking to him. He swears and can be crude at times, so, just putting that out there. Winking face. Maybe I can also ask him for his Facebook info, maybe that might be a good way to get in touch with him. Let me know and thank you all very much.
I have a very rare autoimmune disease called dermatomyositis. It's very similar to lupus. I'm not terminally ill, but I'll probably have a shorter life than most. I'm not asking for anything, but if anyone who has or knows someone with a similar disease and wants to talk, please PM me.
Smiley face.
We just had our third child. Found out during the pregnancy that something wasn't right. Baby is healthy, but it's an 80% chance that I have cervical cancer that has spread. I'm not even 30 yet. Edit. Thank you everyone for your kind words and advice. You all have been wonderful. You have given me hope. Life has been extremely stressful lately since I left my job at USPS. We lost more than half of our income. I was working 12 to 15-hour days at the time and couldn't do it anymore. All of you are wonderful to offer your stories and kind words. I'm truly grateful. You guys have renewed my positivity, determination and hope for the future, and that is absolutely priceless. I can't express how grateful I am.
My dad was recently given a year or so after being diagnosed with aggressive prostate cancer that has metastasized to his ribs, pelvis, spine, femur and tibia. He just hit 66 and retired last year, then boom, terminal diagnosis. He's a big Final Fantasy 14 MMO player is his retirement. I don't even know what he'd have on his bucket list that's not family or FF14 related. He's pretty reserved and rarely opens up about his impending departure. Really, just wanted to say that I appreciate this post and its purpose. You guys are good eggs. Edit. I accept the gold in honor of my pops. He's a good man, despite being very flawed. Thank you, kind stranger. Winking face. Edit 2. He's on the Marlborough server as Rogue Magic. Please don't mention this thread or his diagnosis. I have stage 4 brain cancer. I have confidence I will beat it though. I had it 19 years ago when it was self-contained, so I have a good idea what to expect. This time it is inoperable, because it is skull-based, but chemo begins next week. If I don't make it, I am content with that. I found out who I was and what I wanted out of this life 19 years ago, and no, unless your work is really important, it will never define you. I can say that I truly lived and can die at any time without regrets and full of inner peace and happiness. I can't tell you how important it is for all of us to take a step back, look at the big picture and find out what is really important to us. After that, life becomes very clear and the way to live it becomes even clearer.
If anyone here lives in Switzerland and wants some help, I will happily assist in person, otherwise I'll help in any other way I can. I had lots of luck in my life and wish to give something back in a more personal way than just donating money. I'm as broke as they come, earning a little day by day. But I'd love to offer what I can. In the end, money is even less tangible than moments of happiness. I do have a spare bedroom in New Orleans if someone wanted to check this city off of their list. Edit. Thanks for the support, guys. I'm just glad I can help.
Well, I'm enjoying permanent and unrelenting nerve pain. Ruined my life, lost my job, lost my health, lost my sports and activities. Partner is still around but I don't think they really want to be, so that will probably end soon. Honestly not sure why I'm posting. I mean, I'm not dying and there isn't even anything I want anyway other than to not be in pain, which is apparently something nobody can give me. Drugs don't work, therapy doesn't work. Still try them though, give it my all and will keep doing so. Doesn't help, been doing it for 4 years now. At a certain point that whole, stay positive, you can do it, attitude can really fuck right off. I'll probably run out of savings in another 6 months. 8 maybe, I sometimes do manage to get some contract work which helps. If that happens I'll probably check out, otherwise I'm good. It's funny really. I took my health for granted, chased down money and things. Now money doesn't matter, because the fuck am I going to do with it? Things don't matter because pain makes everything unfun. I really do like the idea of this thread though. You're a cool person, hope you help some people. Edit. Thank you to everyone who replied, it is appreciated very much. To those who PM'd me, I got several hundred and plan to respond to them all, thanks for your patience, smiley face. Edit 2. Okay, I was really not prepared for this response. Thank you to everyone who replied and PM'd me, I simply cannot handle this many messages though. I've ended up in conversations with half the people I've replied to as it is, so if I didn't get to you, I promise I read it and I appreciate all your advice, well wishes and offers to talk.
Reading all the comments here, wouldn't it be great if we have a Make-A-Wish Reddit edition for people who are suffering and or terminally ill? At one point during my cancer treatment a few years back I was given 2 weeks to live. My bucket list just consisted of seeing loved ones and telling them I loved them. Then the drugs started working, and I beat the fuck up. So I could go back to ignoring their texts.
I got sick and kept brushing it off. Ended up having congestive heart failure that I had ignored because I just thought I kept getting the crud getting passed around at work. I was given a 50% chance to make it a year because my heart function was so low. Ice made it farther, so that's great. But when it was really iffy, the only thing I wanted to was pay off my car and all the medical debt I was getting because I didn't want my family to have to deal with it. I was super close this year. I only had $5,000 left on my car and paid my medical stuff off, leaving just a personal loan I had to take out when I missed a ton of work and some lady hit me on the highway on my way home and totaled my car, so I've had to start over there. It's been a rough couple of years, but if anything I've made it a lot longer than expected. I know people who had way fewer and less severe issues than me that didn't make it. Being completely honest, there's nothing crazy on my bucket list that tanks higher than making sure all my stuff is taken care of so my dad won't have to if something happens. Having my dad in the hospital room finding out about all my heart issues and the fact that they weren't expecting great results was probably one of the worst days of my life. I was only 26 and my dad and grandparents had a really hard time with it. Edit. Sorry, there isn't much anyone can really do. I didn't read the what can we do.
Just to put it in people's minds, lots of people around the world constantly need blood. Whether it is leukemia, accidents, or blood disorders, there is a constant need for blood. It takes about an hour to give and you get cookies and juice, usually. Do it. Edit. Awesome to see all the interest. A lot of people have said they are unable to donate blood for one reason or another. There are other options out there. Sign up for organ donation, bone marrow donation, plasma, platelet donation, or even donating your blood for research purposes. If you can't donate, ask your local blood bank where you can. For pregnant women, ask about cord blood donation. Most of the time umbilical cord blood is discarded when it is full of extremely life-saving stem cells.
My fiancé was diagnosed with an inoperable glioblastoma, grade 4 in February. We are looking at maybe 2 years, but are hopeful that it can be prolonged with clinical trials. He has thought long and hard about his bucket list and always comes back to just wanting to spend as much quality time with me and his twin sons as long as possible.
Could be a year, could be 20, so I don't really feel right here. Plus I don't have a bucket list or goals, just gonna live however long I got then fade away. Y'all can help me by just, I dunno. Don't take life so seriously, you know? I see so much unhappiness and anger _olonop edit on this website, and most of it comes from people being overly invested in things they don't need to care about. Discuss issues you care about, sure, but if it gets to the point of upsetting you, aggravating you, or you get to the point of laughing because of how stupid or wrong you think someone is, you're not doing yourself or the species any favors. Enjoy and better yourself, always. A friend of mine recently lost both of his parents within a few years of each other. He was their primary caregiver. He's been struggling with his own health issues for quite some time and landed in the hospital this weekend. He's been given 30 days to live. He's not in a position to fulfill any bucket list items, but I think it would be a kind gesture to flood his final days with cards, flowers or other sentiments. Edit. Thank you all so much for your generous hearts. The response to this is incredible and has gone farther than I could have imagined. I've attempted to PM each of you to share the mailing information. If I have missed anyone, please take a second to PM me for the details if you'd like. The family doesn't know this is coming. My hope is that it will bring some smiles and a bit of peace during this tough time. One important note that a few have pointed out, because he's in ICU, the hospital will only accept Mylar balloons and cards at this time. I'm hoping they will make an exception for anything else this wonderful community has already sent. Thanks for the prayers, kind words and positive energy. Edit 2. Unfortunately, Ramon Ray Figueroa joined his parents today in heaven. I sincerely appreciate the outpouring of fellow Redditors putting pen to paper to try and make his last days a little bit easier. I've been in contact with the hospital to try and make sure all the beautiful cards, postcards and other well wishes are collected throughout the weekend and next week for his family to see. I can't thank you all enough for your generosity. There is definitely some good hearts out there amongst us all.
Consider subscribing.